Hi there. Welcome back to another episode of Fairy Tale Nails. Today's story and nail design is a spooky story called The Pied Piper of Hamelin. I think a lot of us know this story and how horrible and scary it is. So today's nail design may be a little scary for our younger viewers. Today we will be traveling to a creepy town in Germany where apparently the streets are paved with rats. So sit back, grab your favorite blankie or stuffed animal, whatever brings you comfort, and prepare for tonight's horror story. Long, long ago, the town of Hamelin in Germany was suddenly overrun by thousands of rats. They fought the dogs and killed the cats, and bit the babies in the cradles, and ate the cheeses out of the vats, and licked the soup from the cook's own ladles, made nests inside men's Sunday hats, and even spoiled the women's chats by drowning their speaking with shrieking and squeaking in 50 different sharps and flats. The people of Hamelin were not prepared to sit quietly by while the rats gobbled the food off their tables. They chased them out of their houses with brushes and brooms and pokers and pails, but the rats just whisked their tails and scurried back in again. Soon, every scrap of food had vanished. The people gathered outside the town hall and demanded that the mayor do something about ridding the town of these vermin. Their angry shouts quite frightened the mayor. He came out onto the steps and said in a shaky voice,
"As mayor of this historic town, I declare that it is a great pity that our law-abiding citizens are troubled by rats."
But the people weren't satisfied with words. They wanted action, and this was just what the mayor couldn't offer. Instead, he held a bag of gold up in his hand and promised to give it as a reward to anyone who could clear the town of the rats. Suddenly, a voice was heard above the noise in the square.
"I'll rid your town of rats,"
it called. Everyone stopped shouting and turned around to see who had spoken. A stranger stood there. He was barefoot and wore a tunic of yellow and red, and a high-pointed hat with a long feather in it. Around his neck hung a pipe. His name, he told them, was the Pied Piper. The people all laughed at him because he looked so strange, but he paid no attention to them.
"If I can rid your town of rats, will you give me the gold?"
he asked.
"Of course,"
said the mayor. So the piper stepped back and put his pipe to his mouth. He puffed out his cheeks and blew a long, silvery note, and then another. And ere 3 shrill notes the pipe uttered, you heard as if an army muttered, and muttering grew to a mighty rumbling, and out of the houses the rats came tumbling. Great rats, small rats, lean rats, brawny rats, brown rats, black rats, gray rats, tawny rats, fathers, mothers, uncles, cousins, families by tens and families by dozens. Brothers, sisters, husbands, wives followed the piper for their lives. The mayor himself helped to pull wide the huge town gate, and out the flood of rats poured into the open countryside, with the piper at their head still playing. At length they reached a distant valley, where the largest Swiss cheese they had ever seen stood waiting for them. With one accord they ran up to it, and in at its thousands of holes, until the tail of the last rat had disappeared inside. Then the holes in the cheese closed up, and it slowly faded away until no more than a golden mist remained. The piper hurried gaily back to the town of Hamelin to collect his reward. The people were still crowding the city walls, and when they caught sight of the piper returning, they cheered him loudly. It was only the mayor who frowned.
Give this barefoot wanderer a bag of gold? Why, all he's done is pipe a tune and go for a walk in the country.
He grumbled. So, instead of the money bag he had promised, he tossed the piper just one gold coin. The people, who were as mean as the mayor and did not want their gold to go to a stranger, quickly forgot the service the piper had done.
All you did was play a tune.
They shouted and jeered. The Pied Piper began to frown.
How dishonest and ungrateful they are.
He thought.
And their children will grow up to be the same. I can save them from that.
Once more he stepped up to the town gate. Once more he raised the pipe to his lips and blew 3 notes of great sweetness. The people stopped jeering and watched in troubled silence. The piper's tune became gay and joyful. He began to dance up and down, as if he were giving an invitation to all the children in the town to come out and join him. Then all the doors in the town popped open, and out the children of Hamelin came running. Children of all ages, even little ones scarcely able to toddle, tumbled into the streets to the sound of the piper's sweet and merry tune. They began to dance towards the town gate, skipping and running cartwheels as they went. The gate opened in front of them, and hands linked in a long chain, out they skipped into the country. They followed the piper down the road, never once looking back at the town of Hamelin. With him, they danced over the hills and far away to a new land where people were kind and generous and always kept their promise. Ha ha ha, just kidding. I just really wanted to do some spooky nail art. I was surprised by the story. I just couldn't imagine the Pied Piper could have a happy ending. But it kind of did. Well, for the kids and rats anyway. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Fairy Tale Nails. I'm sorry if I spooked you, kind of. But we are getting ready for the Halloween season, so I'm not really very sorry. The voice actors were AI generated by a program called VoiceMod. I was way too excited adding voices to the story. So tell me in the comments below if you liked it or if you didn't like it, if you want to see what else VoiceMod can do, because that was super fun. So back to the usual. If you did like this video, please hit the like button. If you would like to see what else is going to happen in the future, because I'm pretty excited to see too, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and you'll be notified when new content comes up. Thank you guys so much for watching my channel. I would really love for you to share it. Let me know what you think. Let me know what awesome stories we can come up with. Let me know what you're doing with your life. And I will see you next time. Thanks, guys.